tentar descobrir a música só escutando um segundinho dela.
Foi pra rapaziada do rock, né não?
Muito fácil, muito...
Rapaziada, temos um grande desafio pela frente. Fala, Matheus.
Nessa eu fiquei em dúvida entre duas músicas. Eu acho que uma é um pouco mais dos anos 2000, a outra ainda é 2010 e pouco ali.
Vamos ouvir de novo.
Romeo and Juliet, one of the most performed plays in history. Yet, the original manuscript of William Shakespeare's masterpiece has been lost. Until now. Introducing the Shakespeare Bic, rewriting the timeless classic in Shakespeare's own handwriting. And we did this using just one pen, proving the Bic's ability to write up to 3 kilometers. A calligrapher, helped by AI, analyzed the author's only surviving text. Then, the handwriting was recreated with natural penmanship variations.
Apesar de uma ter sido escrita com uma caneta Bic e a outra com uma pena, é possível afirmar que a grafia é a mesma.
Next, a robot wrote a manuscript matching the lost original. Romeo and Juliet, 226 pages, written with a single Bic and still with ink to spare. The launch earned widespread applause from audiences and critics alike. In our final chapter, the play returned to where it all began, the author's hometown and its Royal Shakespeare Theatre. Romeo and Juliet have come back home.
And to see Shakespeare's writing so beautifully replicated, it was really moving, actually, to see it, and a great thrill to know that we'll be able to keep looking at it and share it with lots and lots of audiences and visitors that come to Stratford.
The Shakespeare Bic, a testament of love to the stories that have already been written and for all others that deserve to come to life.
"86% of people experience banner blindness. Our brain instinctively ignores any banner information. And to overcome it, brands drop more and more money to improve conversion rate. But this Black Friday, Skol, Brazil's top beer, decided to give this old friend a fresh approach. Instead of pushing banners people keep ignoring, we decided to make internet go nuts looking for one of them. This is Refresh Roulette. Skol has been around for over 60 years, and Brazilians know its iconic logo by heart. But no one had ever noticed that it was right in front of them somewhere else, in every single browser. So we created a banner featuring Skol's biggest promos ever. To spice things up, we set our banner to appear only one time out of thousands page views, hidden among thousands of banners from other brands. And to find it, top influencers invited people to click on our logo hundreds of times. With remarketing, we kept them hooked through a stream of targeted messages. The internet went full detective mode.
Vocês estão sabendo desse banner maluco da escola? Eu tô há 2 dias procurando. Eu também fiquei 2 dias procurando o banner, pô.
100,000 people chased our banners. And 3,214 lucky bastards finally found it.
Porra, até que achei,
More than 600% conversion rate, engagement rate 3.2 times higher than the previous Black Friday, over 82% click-through rate, and a few mouses destroyed. And this is how an ad program to reach only thousands of people became AB InBev's most successful banner campaign ever.
this isn't just any old dog. It's a caramelo, Brazil's favorite dog. The star of memes, videos, songs, even a petition to feature it on our money. Despite all that, Brazil's most popular breed isn't officially a breed. The caramelo is considered a vira-lata, a mutt. That's why it's by far the most common dog in Brazilian shelters, a lot less likely to be adopted than purebreds. So, if what they lack is a pedigree, who better to give it to them than Pedigree? Introducing Pedigree Caramelo, an initiative to give caramelos everything the so-called purebreds have. We started by asking a Brazilian superstar to enter her caramelo in a dog show. We knew her dog would be rejected, and that her outrage would break into the culture. And of course, it did. That's when Pedigree joined in, officially launching the project and everything we were about to do for the caramelos. Like the biggest canine genetic research on a mutt in history, diving deep into the caramelo's DNA. The first official Caramelo Kennel Club, issuing DNA-based pedigree certificates. Also the biggest kennel club in Latin America. Then, the Caramelo Show, a dog show dedicated to caramelos, with a huge adoption fair for now certified pedigree caramelos. And our new packaging, featuring for the first time ever, a mixed breed dog. The response was overwhelming. Not only did people side with us, but also the world's largest purebred dog organization, the FCI, which announced that from now on, caramelos would be allowed in their shows. And that's not all. We turned the most common mutt into the most adopted breed in Brazil.
A Brazilian dog.
These caramel-colored mutts of Brazil.
Caramel-colored dogs, vira-lata caramelos, from the street to the spotlight.
After being overlooked for decades, they're now inspiring pride.
Aim to transform caramelo affinity into action.
And that's how we became Pedigree, the official food of the caramelo.
Every Brazilian still talks about an unforgettable promotion from the 80s. Prize on the stick. People having an ice cream could win another if the stick came with a free ice cream message engraved in it.
There's nothing more Brazilian than to check for a prize on the ice cream stick.
It happened 30 years ago, but it remains in the conversation to this day. Just ask the Brazilian in the room. KFC is launching its own ice cream. People know us for our chicken. Now we want them coming for ice cream too. So we thought, what a better way to do it than to bring that love promotion back.
Escrito no frango. Que demais!
O osso do frango acabou de me dar um sorvete. Eles fizeram simplesmente um osso premiado.
Toma! É o osso premiado.
O frango favorito é o KFC. Mas a minha sobremesa era sempre no Mac. Agora esquece. Agora é tudo no KFC.
É bom. É bem bom.
Como que dentro do frango tá escrito isso?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We used 100% contact-free laser to engrave the messages, maintaining our delicious chicken utmost quality and iconic taste.
A promoção docinho premiado do KFC fez tanto barulho que os caras originais da promoção resolveram dar KFC no palito deles.
On December 11th, 2024, TikTok launched a bookstore. 3 days later, we got an email from the Rio de Janeiro City Hall to make a partnership with UNESCO to promote the city as the World Book Capital in 2025.
Wait, TikTok and UNESCO?
Yes, you heard it right. TikTok presents the most watched bookstore, a mobile phone-shaped bookstore that impacted millions of readers. People have the misconception that TikTok is only about silly content. To change the minds and prove that TikTok has content worth watching, we brought one of our most prestigious niches off the screen, the Book Talk community. The biggest book-loving community in the world, with over 60 million videos. So we did it with a classic, tiny, paper-filled bookstore in the heart of São Paulo, designed to make skepticals finally realize that TikTok's content is not as superficial as expected. The selected books were the ones that went viral on the platform. from 150-year-old classics to new releases. And if people thought TikTok was emptying bookstores, this one was packed for 7 days straight. Thousands of people lined up for hours, every single day, alongside authors, creators, and the media. And in a country that ranks as the 5th worst in reading worldwide, TikTok Bookstore became a bestseller.
Over 1,000 people engaged with the titles on day one. 100,000 books are flying off the shelves on Paulista Avenue.
A book became a bestseller again after 150 years. The search for books and for TikTok skyrocketed. So our bookstore had to grow. And it is, reaching Rio de Janeiro, New York, and Mexico. What was once seen as a superficial network has now become UNESCO's official partner. Turns out, one tiny bookstore rewrote what TikTok stands for.
Buying votes during an election is a serious threat to democracy. But in Brazil, something is undermining democracy even more. A high level of abstention.
Foi o maior número de eleitores ausentes em 20 anos.
And since everything else has failed, there is only one alternative left. Burger King presents We Buy Your Vote.
O Burger King está com uma campanha de compra de votos de brasileiros. É isso mesmo que você ouviu.
Just 1 week before the council elections and when political ads were all over the media, we launched a simple ad.
O BK tem uma oferta pra você. A gente quer comprar o seu voto. É sério. Mas calma, você pode votar em quem você quiser. A gente compra qualquer voto.
A intenção foi que mais pessoas pudessem votar.
Presente o seu comprovante, uma das unidades participantes.
Você vai ganhar uma batata média ou uma onions média apenas por votar.
Brazilians might have lost their taste for politics, but they surely have one for our food.
Olha o tamanho da fila que tá aqui. Todos os lugares deveriam fazer isso.
Se você pensar, eu só votei por causa do BK.
Eu vendi meu voto pro BK.
Even the new elected mayor of an 800,000-person city showed up at BK.
Uma batata, e é lógico que eu vim buscar a minha.
The moderator of the main debate supported our initiative.
O Burger King tá fazendo uma campanha muito legal.
So, yeah, we plead guilty. Guilty of driving more than 180,000 voters in just one day, which represents 7 times the gap between first and second places in the São Paulo elections.
De lutar pela democracia de uma maneira divertida.
Guilty of giving our restaurants and franchisees their best Monday ever in sales.
Pro futuro do país.
A gente faz qualquer coisa por uma batatinha.
And guess what? The abstention rate decreased compared to the last municipal election. Can we say it was because of Burger King? No. Can we say it was not because of Burger King? No.
E aí, bora vender esse voto?
AMMT is a therapy modality that combines music, rhythm, and movement to improve speech. During a session, therapists and kids sing 2-syllable words while tapping to the rhythm, activating the motor cortex, and enhancing neural connections related to movement and coordination. Access and equity to skilled therapists is a huge challenge. It can be cost prohibitive.
Autism Rocks is the first music game ever to use AMMT to help minimally verbal autistic kids find their voice. Accessible for free, it turns legendary songs donated by Warner Chappell into part of speech therapy. First, we replaced their full lyrics with meaningful words or expressions for autistic children in multiple languages. Then, we mapped them to the melody of the songs. This way, players vocalize 2-syllable sounds while tapping buttons, activating brain areas tied to speech and learning, the foundation of AMMT. Now, one of the most popular game genres is an accessible tool, playable with home gaming instruments or just a keyboard tap.
The video games have connected the boys together.
Yeah! She loves music, and music is really what keeps her
motivates it and makes her happy. And now it can help her with her speech.
Thanks, buddy. We're finally getting somewhere. I was so happy for him to just say the word mommy.
Mommy, mommy. Good job. Hello. Hello. Help me. Great job. Yeah. Mommy? Mama. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Racism in football is explicit.
A section of supporters who were allegedly making monkey noises during the game.
But so is Corinthians' fight against injustice, against racism, and against the cowardice to fight them. So for the launch of the new Corinthians kit, we didn't launch the new Corinthians kit. We launched a commitment. Nike and Corinthians present Sport the Fight. We turned an old purchase step into a new tool against racism. The anti-racist terms and conditions that you have to sign if you want to put on the jersey. Online, where terms and conditions usually are. And on paper, available in over 300,000 stores. In each section, a true racial education class made in partnership with the Observatory for Racial Discrimination in Football and supported by Corinthians' biggest anti-racist figures. A record-breaking sellout in just 40 minutes. Brazil's greatest football icons brought terms and jerseys to social media, generating thousands of public displays of commitment. The biggest virtual influencer in the world wore the jersey for what it stood for. And one of the biggest strikers in the Americas, who plays for one of Corinthians' biggest rivals, did it too.
O Gabigol aparecia com a camisa do Corinthians.
Foi flagrado. Essa camisa também tem uma questão racial também nela.
The media got the message and spread it further than we ever could.
Direito à estreia de algumas ações de combate ao racismo no futebol.
Demonstrating that the anti-racist struggle is bigger than the rivalry between clubs. It's bigger than football itself. The black jersey became one of Corinthians' best-selling kits ever, convening 40 million fans to be anti-racist. Sport the fight.
E a nossa dieta? Sem fritura.